Hi there, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will show how to launch EC2 instance with AWS Lambda. In order to know more about AWS Lambda, you can just check my previous video in which I have explained you brief about the AWS Lambda. In today's video, I will just show you how to launch an EC2 instance, multiple EC2 instances within just a fraction of seconds. We can initiate a larger number of EC2 instances with the type of AMI data we want, and we can use it. So let's start. So this is what I'm going to show you how it will work. We will create a Lambda function and in which we will write the commands in order to start one EC2 instance. So in today's lab, I will be just going through the AWS management console. Then we will be creating one IAM policy. Then we will be creating an IAM role in order to create the EC2 instance. And that will be helped with the Lambda function. Finally, we will test the Lambda function, how to use it. So let's move on to the lab. So I will just go to the browser. So we'll go to the Amazon console. So I have logged into my console, management console. So the very first thing that I'm going to do over here, let's go to IAM and create one policy first. So you can see over here on the left side, there is policies. So we will create a policy first. So we can use the JSON also, or we can use a visual editor. In the previous video, I've used the JSON file. So today I will show you how we can use this. The interface, let's say EC2, and we can choose over here what are the actions. If you choose all, there are lots of actions are there. So we need to filter, let's say like a create. So we can search over here, create key pair, just few of them like this you can choose, and you can close this, and again you can click on actions. Again, you can search for the next one. Let's say create a security group. I can choose over here. Then I can choose over here, authorize security group egress and ingress, providing the full permission to them, as well as I can also authorize to create tags. And we can also use describe tags. And we can also use, let's say, run instances. So these are the few basic actions that I'm giving, that I'm specifying, that I'm allowing in the EC2. So once selected, you can close this one and you can see these are the categories, basically read, tagging, and write. I'm giving this one. Plus, I would like to, let's say, I would like to go to the resources. I can specify some resources over here. Let's say all resources. For the resources, let's say it will be all. And for the request, so I will add a condition over here that my condition EC2 region So I'm choosing this EC2 region and select operator, string equals, and value. So I can choose over here. So let me open this console in another tab. So you can choose over here the region like US East 1. So I will just put it over here, US-East-1. And let me add the condition again. EC2 region, and then string equals US-East-1. So click on the add button. So you can see we have defined the US East region, and then we can click next. And then next, give some name to it. Let's say my EC2 policy. You can add some description, what this policy do, and then click create policy. Okay, so once we have created the policy, let's go to the roles. We'll use the roles. So here I'm going to create one role over here, AWS service, and I'm going to choose over here Lambda, and then click next. So here I'll search my policy only, my EC2. That's it. Select that one, because in the policy I have defined all about how to run my instance, which region and all, and then click next. And here you can define some role, my EC2 role. So you can write the description also if you want it, and you can just click create role. That's it. So we have created the policy as well as the role. Now we will go to the Lambda function. Okay, and just to show you, like, we have the AMIs over here. Just if you go to the EC2, so if you go to the type of instances, and we can choose over here, you can see over here AMIs. You can click on the catalog in order to see. So you can see over here, these are the AMIs that are being provided by the AWS. So you can choose this AMI reference that we'll be using in our Lambda, as moreover it belongs to the free tier eligible. So I'll be using this one. You can choose any one, whichever you want. There's a huge list is there, so you can choose as per your requirement. This is SSD volume type, so you can choose it. So let's go back to our Lambda. Now we are in US East 1. Okay, so we will create one function over here. Let's create a Lambda function from scratch. Let's put the function name my EC2 Lambda. I'll be using over here Python. I'll be using Boto3 in order to execute the code. So I will copy paste in my GitHub account also, so you can just copy paste from there. And here we need to change the default execution role, the role that we have created, use an existing role. That is my EC2 role. No need of making any changes in the advanced settings, just create the function. Okay, so now we can go down over here. By default, this is a code file. Okay, we will not make any changes over here, just make it down. And we will, I'm just going to copy over here the files over here, import. Similarly, you can, so basically we are provisioning EC2 instance using Boto3 client. It contains the AWS SDK. So here I'm going to write it over here. This one, then I'm going to try something. So you can see over here, we are creating a EC2 instance type is EC2 micro image ID. This one we can change it as per our requirement, whichever we want it. And it will give you the message EC2 instance created. So it will give you the response. So I'll just copy paste over here. So I need my function to return this. I'll just keep it inside. And along with the try, I will put it over here, one cache. So that is a detail error. It's in the form of JSON. I will show you there. That's it. So basically, here we are creating a EC2 client using this Boto3. Here we are passing EC2. Then response, we are adding image ID. So let me change this image ID. Let's copy from here, this one. I can copy from here and we can put it in our AMI over here. Okay, that's it. And instance type, that is G2 micro, minimum count, max count also 1. And that's it. And once it is done, status scores, that is 200, that is success. Hello from Lambda, that message will be displayed. And else, if it is something goes wrong, it will give you the detail error using the exception E. That's it. I think everything looks fine. So let's go back. Let's deploy. So after deploying, just go to the configuration. We need to make some changes over here. Under the configuration, let me go back over here to the code and go to the configuration. Okay, let's go to the test. But before creating a test, we need to go to the general configuration and edit this one and make it timeout to minimum 6 seconds. Rest of the things, let it be the same. Otherwise, before your Lambda takes the time to execute the whole code, the time will be getting out. So we need to make it minimum 6 seconds. And let's click save. So you can see the existing role. The rest of things are the same. just save it. So after saving this, let's go to the test over here. So let's create a test. So here I will put it over here, EC2. And the rest of the things, let it be the same, and just click on the test button. I hope, oops, that's some error is there. You can see the syntax error is there. Lambda function and indentation label problem is there. So let's go back to our code. And we can go to our Lambda function. So let's see over here. There is problem over here, I think so. I need to indent the whole code. Yes. I think now it's fine. Yeah. Then deploy first. Let's test again. And you can see the execution results over here. Still some error is there. You can just close this execution results and you can just configure the test event again. You can write it over here, EC2, and then again you can test it over here. Or you can just simply click on this test. Okay, so I think there is no issues with my code. Let me check properly. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, let's go to the test again over here. Let's create over here EC2 and click test. So you can see our Lambda function is getting executed. Now, here we got it. Execution result succeeded. You can see the details over here. Hello from Lambda, the status code that is written in our code. That's it. So let's keep it open, this one. I will close the test over here. Let's go to the code. You can see the message over here also. Function logs, how much duration it took. Now let's go to the EC2 over here, the dashboard. If we go to the instances, you can see, okay, this is a previous one. Okay, so this is the new one that I have created. You can see it's just running. So if you click over here, you can see all the details. And you can see the image ID, that same ID that we provided over here. So the same image. So now the number of times you execute the Lambda execute the Lambda function, that much number of instances will getting created and it will start running. So once you have finished this lab, you just terminate your instance, just a cleanup in order to avoid any billing. So you can terminate, you can see it is shutting down. So it will take some time. So let's go to my Lambda function. So I will copy this one and I will just put it in my GitHub account. So you can just copy paste from there. So let's go back to the functions over here. Select the Lambda function and just click delete. Similarly, you can go to the IAM over here. And you can click on the policies over here and over here and delete it over here. And you need to enter over here my EC2 policy, and we can enter over here and click delete. Similarly, we can go to the roles over here. Similarly, you can go to the roles and you can just search your role, my EC2 role and you can select and delete. So you can also check your instances, just refresh this one and you can see it is still in terminated state. It will take some time to get removed, but it's already terminated. So you can see over here, there is no running instances. So total instances are 2. They are all in the terminating state. You can select one by one and you can see over here. We can go to the instance, manage instance, and you can see it's already terminated. So no need to worry about any billing and all. So that's how we can launch an EC2 instance using Lambda. I hope you like my video. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.